And within Minnesota, we still see quite a bit of insurance claims. I know that we hear insurance companies moving out of California or Florida due to all of the claims that they're getting. But talk about our like wind and hail claims that we have in Minnesota because we're pretty high up there as far as states go, right?
Yes, we are. And we're actually kind of a little bit unknown in that respect because hail doesn't make this news the same way that a hurricane will,
Right.
or that unfortunately a wildfire will. It's, you know, these horrible catastrophic events that we see. Hail, it's not as sexy as the other stuff.
Yes.
It doesn't make the news. It's not as interesting. But a roof that used to be $10,000 10 years ago might be 20, 25, 30, 35,000 now. And when you have a really big home, you might have a $75,000 roof.
Whew.
And that's a pretty big expense if you're getting a new roof every 10, 15 years that's covered completely by insurance.
Mhm.
So when you think of that type of claim payout and what needs to be collected in premiums as a whole for the entire state, there's a lot of companies that have unfortunately left the state because they haven't been rate sufficient.
No, that completely makes sense. And when we're talking about buyers and the buyers are looking at the age of the roof, is there kind of a year span that could be a little like trigger to them to know that they might have a higher insurance because of the age of the roof?
That's a really good question because I think that's something that's oftentimes overlooked in the home purchasing process.
Mhm.
But usually, that 8 to 10 year mark, if you're under 8 to 10 years, you're probably going to be okay finding insurance fairly easily, assuming everything else is aligned with credit score and whatnot. But once you get over that 10 or even that 15-year threshold, that's when it can get a little bit more difficult finding insurance carriers that are open to writing that home. If you're over 20 years, that's when I would say it's probably a good idea to start either negotiating in a new roof or
Mhm.
heavily planning for it in the near future.